else I can do to make your life a little easier?
You could shave your back.
Hey, that hair is there for a reason. Keeps you off of me at night.
Today we're diving into the wonderfully weird world of Married with Children. That's right, the Bundys, the Rhoades, the Darcys, and every single snarky neighbor who ever walked through that living room door. For 11 seasons, the show flipped the wholesome sitcom on its head and gave us sarcasm, cynicism, and the kind of family dynamic that would make even the Simpsons say, "Whoa, tone it down." So, in honor of TV's most dysfunctional dynasty, we're counting down 12 weird facts about Married with Children you probably forgot. And hey, if one of these shocks you, maybe give that like button a sympathy tap. It's the least we can do for Al Bundy. Number 12. Remember that iconic opening shot of traffic crawling down a Chicago highway? Yeah, that wasn't even Chicago. The Bundys' very first impression came courtesy of Clark Griswold. The opening credit sequence uses stock footage from National Lampoon's Vacation, a Chevy Chase comedy from 1983. That means, technically, the Bundys exist in the same cinematic universe as the Griswolds, which is both terrifying and strangely perfect. While Al Bundy was stuck on his couch, chain-watching sports, his show's intro was literally borrowed from a guy driving across America with a dead ant on his roof. Classic sitcom logic. Number 11. Before Ed O'Neill made Al Bundy a household name, another soon-to-be sitcom legend wanted the part, Michael Richards. Yep, Kramer himself from Seinfeld actually auditioned to play Al. Imagine Richards doing his trademark pratfalls while ranting about women's shoes. It would have been chaos, not comedy.
I left the door open because I was going to bring the spatula right back.
Wait, you left the lock open or the door open?
The door.
Producers liked Richards, but they thought he was too energetic for a character who is supposed to embody middle-aged exhaustion. Enter Ed O'Neill, who nailed the part by slouching into the audition chair like a man whose soul had already clocked out. Richards lost the Bundy gig, but he did all right for himself. Number 10. In sitcom land, there's nothing scarier than a pilot episode that almost sank the ship. Married with Children actually filmed an unaired pilot with different actors playing Kelly and Bud. Yep, the Bundy kids we know and love weren't the originals. Kelly was played by Tina Caspary, while Bud was portrayed by Hunter Carson. The problem? Zero chemistry. The producers quickly realized Caspary and Carson just didn't gel with O'Neill and Katie Sagal. Enter Christina Applegate and David Faustino. Suddenly, the Bundys clicked. The rest is sitcom history. Moral of the story? Sometimes the kids are replaceable, and the show becomes iconic because of it. Number 9. When Married with Children premiered in 1987, Fox wasn't the powerhouse network we know today. In fact, the Bundys were the first ever primetime show on the fledgling channel. Translation: Fox basically bet their network on a cranky shoe salesman, a lazy housewife, and 2 kids who weaponized sarcasm.
Bud, Kelly, Steve, Marcy, Luke.
It was a gamble that worked. The Bundys gave Fox an edge no other network had. The anti-Cosby family. Instead of moral lessons, you got beer, insults, and Al Bundy's legendary bathroom time. It was outrageous, offensive, and exactly what Fox needed to stand out. So yeah, before the X-Files or the Simpsons, there was just Al, Peg, and a whole lot of network panic mode. Number 8. Ed O'Neill and Katie Sagal are basically sitcom royalty now, but they weren't the only names on the casting list. Believe it or not, comedian Sam Kinison was originally offered the role of Al Bundy, and Roseanne Barr was floated as a possible Peggy. Imagine that alternate universe, Kinison screaming through every scene while Roseanne doubled down on the sarcasm. Subtle? Not even close. The show would have been pure chaos. Ultimately, both passed, which might have been the smartest move of their careers. Roseanne got her own show, and Kinison stuck to stand-up. Meanwhile, O'Neill and Sagal found television immortality as the most unhappily married couple in sitcom history. Number 7. Before she was a duchess or even a Deal or No Deal briefcase girl, Meghan Markle was a kid hanging around the Bundy set. Why? Her dad, Thomas Markle, worked as the show's lighting director. That means little Megan got a front row seat to Peg's big hair, Al's shoe complaints, and Bud's eternal struggle with women. It's safe to say Married with Children was the least royal environment imaginable. So yeah, one day you're watching Ed O'Neill flush a toilet for a laugh, and the next you're walking down the aisle at Windsor Castle. Talk about a career arc. Number 6. Peg Bundy's giant red bouffant is one of the most recognizable hairstyles in sitcom history. But here's the kicker. The look wasn't created by the costume department, it was Katie Saigel's idea. She showed up to the audition wearing the towering wig, leopard print, and heels, basically saying, "This is Peg."
Well, look! My little man is getting his first kiss.
Producers loved it so much they told her not to change a thing. The hair became iconic, and suddenly Peg Bundy was equal parts housewife and cartoon character. Of course, Saigel's real hair underneath was perfectly normal, which means she spent over a decade being buried alive under Aquanet. Now that's method acting. Number 5. Amanda Bearse, who played Marcy the Bundy's uptight bird-loving neighbor, wasn't just delivering zingers across the fence. She also stepped behind the camera, directing a whopping 31 episodes of the show. That made her one of the most prolific female directors in sitcom history at the time. She wrangled Al Bundy jokes, shoe store shenanigans, and Peg's hair into something resembling order. Not an easy task when half the cast was dedicated to making each other crack up. So next time you laugh at a Bundy insult aimed at Marcy, remember she probably directed the scene herself. Talk about controlling the punchline. Number 4. Every long-running sitcom has at least one too spicy for television episode, and for the Bundys, it was season 3's I'll See You in Court. The plot? Al and Peg discover that a sleazy motel is secretly videotaping its guests, and of course, the Bundys end up caught in the act. Fox panicked. The episode was pulled before airing in the US, earning the nickname The Lost Episode. It didn't see the light of day until the 2002 DVD release 15 years later. When it finally aired, fans were like, "That's it?" By modern standards, it's tame, but in 1989 it was scandalous enough to make network execs break into a cold sweat. Classic network panic mode. Number 3. While Married with Children thrived on outrageous humor, something genuinely groundbreaking was happening off-screen. Amanda Bearse, who played Marcy, came out as gay in 1993 right in the middle of the show's run. At the time, it was a bold and risky move for a network television star. What's even cooler, Bearse didn't just live openly, she used her platform to advocate for LGBTQ+ visibility in Hollywood. She even invited most of her castmates to her wedding, though, fun fact, Ed O'Neill and David Faustino weren't on the guest list. Yep, sitcom drama didn't always stay on screen. Still, Bearse's decision was a big deal for representation. While the Bundys were busy making jokes about toilets, their neighbor was quietly making television history. Number 2, Al Bundy wasn't just a sitcom character, he was practically ripped from Ed O'Neill's family tree. O'Neill has admitted that he modeled Al on one of his uncles, a man who carried himself like the world had already beaten him down and then charged him interest. The slouch, the size, the defeated shuffle, it all came from watching real life. Let's be real, that's what made Al work. He wasn't an over-the-top clown like Kramer or a moral compass like Danny Tanner, he was just tired. Perpetually, existentially tired. That relatability turned him into an unlikely hero for dads everywhere. Even the audition sealed the deal. O'Neill walked into the room, dropped into a chair with a groan, and producers instantly said, "Yep, that's Al." Sometimes nailing a role means just being your most exhausted self. Number 1. For all its success, Married with Children was never a critic's darling. In fact, it was constantly under fire from watchdog groups and moral crusaders who thought the Bundys were poisoning American values. One Michigan housewife famously launched a campaign to get the show canceled, calling it trash television. Naturally, ratings went up. Instead of bowing to pressure, the Bundys doubled down. They pushed boundaries, embraced the outrage, and kept making jokes about toilets, bras, and beer. And here's the kicker, they outlasted almost every other sitcom of their era. By the end of its run in 1997, Married with Children had racked up 11 seasons and 259 episodes, making it Fox's longest-running live-action sitcom until It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia finally dethroned it. In short, the show everyone loved to hate became the show that defined Fox. The Bundys didn't just survive, they thrived on dysfunction. So there you have it, 12 weird, wonderful, and sometimes downright bizarre facts about Married with Children. From wigs and banned episodes to royal cameos in network history, the Bundys weren't just dysfunctional, they were quietly rewriting television in the background. It's wild to think that a show so gleefully trashy ended up becoming one of the most important sitcoms of its era. But that's the Bundys for you. Chaotic, crass, and totally unforgettable. Now it's your turn. Drop your favorite Bundy fact in the comments, or just reply with your best Al Bundy one-liner. And hey, don't forget to subscribe.